Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. The Lego architecture sets are one of my absolute favorite sets to build and to collect. Because of this reason, I every year pay close attention to the sets that are expected to retire. At this moment, it looks like by the end of 2024, we will only see one Lego architecture set retiring, and that is set 21057, the Singapore Skyline. Now, this having said, there are in fact some other architecture sets that still could make the retiring list of this year. I'm then talking about set 21028 New York City Skyline, set 21034 London Skyline, set 21044 Paris Skyline, and of course set 21042 the Statue of Liberty from the Landmark series. Now, of course, we are still at the very beginning of the year, so the retiring Lego architecture list can still change significantly, but in this video we're going to have an in-depth look at the one set from we know almost for sure that it will be retiring at the end of 2024. The Lego Singapore Skyline set has a total of 827 pieces. It was released in January of 2022, and if it will be retiring at the end of this year, that will mean that it will have had a rather short shelf life. Now, the MSRP of this set is €59.99 here in Europe, £54.99 in the United Kingdom, and $59.99 in the United States. Now, this set offers you the chance to build several of the most famous landmarks of all of Singapore. Of course, then we're talking about Marina Bay Sands, Lau Pau Set, and the Singapore River. However, I can imagine this set is a bit less popular comparing to, let's say, the London, Paris, and New York City Skyline sets. I still think it looks absolutely great, and I can totally see lots and lots of people having a great time building it. However, when the set was first announced, a lot of reactions were rather negative. Lots of people said the colors were a little bit too childish, and the box art was not really an 18+ box art. Well, of course, we are all entitled to our own opinions, but I think I have to slightly disagree on that. Let's have a closer look at the several parts of the set. At first, of course, there is Marina Bay Sands. Now, obviously, this is one of the most luxurious hotels in all of Singapore, which is located, and you probably guessed it, in Marina Bay. Now, the project costed a total of more than €5 billion and became one of the most famous landmarks of the entire country. I think Lego did a good job reconstructing this building. The only negative point I could find are the several holes in the pool in the roof. If it would be like that in real life, I think that wouldn't be very practical. Now, the biggest building in the Skyline set is the One Raffles Palace building. This is not only the tallest building in the set, but also one of the tallest buildings of Singapore. It has a height of 280 meters or 920 feet and houses offices and retail spaces. Now, the next building is the OCBC Center, another famous skyscraper from Singapore, which is housing the OCBC Bank headquarters. The building was completed in the year 1976, and it is the second tallest building to date in not only Singapore, but in entire Southeast Asia. Another part of the Singapore Skyline set, which of course could not be missing, is the Boat Quay district. However, I believe you have to speak it out as Quay, so Boat Quay district. Now, anyway, this area has different shops and restaurants and is situated upstream from the mouth of the Singapore River on its southern bank. It spans all the way from the shop houses near UOB Plaza, stretching along one bank of the Singapore River all the way to the Elgin Bridge. And in the past, it was also known as one of the busiest areas of the old port of Singapore. Next to the Boat Quay district, we can find Lau Pau Sat. This is also known as the Tilok Ayer Market. It's a historical building which is located in the downtown core and the central area of Singapore. Now, at first, the building was a fish market in 1824. It was rebuilt in 1838 and got eventually relocated and again rebuilt at its current location in the year 1894. Today, it functions as a food court with stalls selling a nice variety of local cuisine. Now, next to this, we can find the Fullerton Hotel. This is a very high standard 5-star luxury hotel in Singapore. And above the hotel, we can locate the Gardens by the Bay. This is a beautiful nature park that consists out of 3 waterfront gardens. You have the Bay South Garden, the Bay East Garden, and of course also the Bay Central Garden. Now, the Flower Dome is known as the largest glass greenhouse in the entire world. So, obviously, it had to be integrated into this Lego set. Just a very quick interruption here before we continue with the rest of the video. Do you like this type of content? Then please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to my channel. It would really help my channel out a lot and I would of course always appreciate it. And without further ado, let's go ahead with the rest of the video. Overall, I think Lego did a great job capturing a couple of the most famous landmarks of Singapore, but I kind of feel like they could have also done something with the impressive Art Science Museum. This is also a very iconic building with an impressive and unique architecture which could have added a significant extra touch to this set. Besides the Art Science Museum, some other famous landmarks from Singapore are like the Singapore Flyer and Merlion Park, with a famous and very beautiful looking statue which features the official mascot of the country. Now, however, of course, Lego only has a limited amount of space available when creating their sets. I still have a little bit of the feeling that for sure the official mascot of the country should have gotten a place in it. On this channel, we are of course not only talking about the collecting side of Lego, but also about the investment potential. Now, I have to admit that I'm having a little bit of a hard time evaluating the investment potential of this set. If it actually retires at the end of this year, then it will have had a rather short shelf life, especially for an architecture set. That having said, it's obvious that you cannot compare the desirability of, let's say, the Singapore skyline to skylines from cities as New York, London, and Paris. Now, also, the past has learned us that the architecture line is really a lot of times a hit or a miss. However, I find Singapore a very intriguing country and it's definitely on my bucket list. I don't really have the feeling this is a set that you have to invest a lot of money in. Now, the most important trigger to invest in this set is the rather short shelf life, and I'm just not sure if that will be enough. This having said, I am definitely going to buy one for my own collection because I'm a huge fan of the architecture line, but I'm not really planning on investing in it. This brings me to the very end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I would love to see you again in one of my next videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.